Alexander the Great rose to power in 336 BCE. In just a few years, he led his army across Greece, Egypt, and Persia, building one of history's largest empires. By 331 BCE, he was ready to face King Darius III at Gaugamela, a battle that would change the ancient world forever. This is the Battle of Gaugamela. Though vastly outnumbered, Alexander's leadership and strategy made his army one of the most feared forces of the ancient world. His soldiers were loyal, disciplined, and ready to take on the forces of the Persian Empire. Darius III gathered an enormous army from across his empire. The Sogdian, Bactrian, Aracosian, and Scythian cavalries were under Bessus. The Parthian, Mesopotamian, Syrian, and Cappadocian cavalries were led by Mazaeus, and the Persian immortals, Greek hoplites, scythed chariots, and even war elephants made up Darius's middle. Altogether, Darius commanded over 100,000 men, including 30,000 to 40,000 cavalry and 60,000 to 70,000 infantry, an overwhelming force on paper compared to Alexander. Alexander's army, while smaller at 47,000, was a tightly organized force of 7,000 cavalry and 40,000 infantry, trained for speed and precision. Alexander commanded the elite Campanian cavalry, Paeonian cavalry, and Agrianian skirmishers, supported by infantry like the Hypaspists and the famous Macedonian phalanx. His trusted general Parmenion led Thessalian and Greek cavalry. As the battle began, Alexander moved his forces to the right, luring Bessus and his cavalry away from the main Persian line. The armies clashed with incredible force, Macedonian discipline holding against the Persian numbers. Darius, seeing his left flank weakening, sent in his scythed chariots, but Alexander's troops opened gaps in their lines, letting the chariots pass through harmlessly before taking them out from behind. This is exactly what Alexander had been waiting for. On the left flank, Mazaeus' cavalry attacked Parmenion fiercely, threatening to break the Macedonian line. Spotting an opportunity, Alexander led his Campanian cavalry straight toward the Persian center, aiming directly at Darius. The Macedonian attack on Darius grew stronger, breaking through the Persian lines and forcing Darius to flee the battlefield. Darius' retreat caused panic across his army. Alexander pursued him, but had to turn back when he heard Parmenion was in trouble on the left. Parmenion and his men were barely holding on as Mazaeus pursued harder with his cavalry. Alexander quickly returned to support Parmenion, rallying his forces and turning the tide on the left flank. With Alexander's arrival, Mazaeus withdrew, leaving the Macedonians victorious across the battlefield. The Battle of Gaugamela marked the end of the Persian Empire and proved Alexander's genius as a commander. His strategies, courage, and leadership reshaped the ancient world, leaving a legacy studied and admired for millennia.